The New England Patriots are set up beautifully with this as the last preseason game finalizes. The roster is beginning to crystallize, and we are going to discuss the 3 players that made their mark in the last preseason game here on Patriots Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. And guys, we are growing this channel from the bottom up. We are ready for this Patriots season. And if you are ready for this Patriots season, hit that subscribe button because we're going to be coming to you daily with all the news, rumors, and game updates, finales, recaps, everything Patriots we are going to be coming to you with. So hit that subscribe button free if you want to get all the great content that we're going to have coming for you moving forward. But let's get right underway. 3 Patriots defying the odds to steal surprise roster spots at the last minute. This was written by Sarah Marshall. And, I mean, Patriots entered this preseason with several roster questions that needed to be addressed. Much of was seemingly dealt with other parts hindered by lack of opportunities for starters to get in the game. Fortunately, for those on the roster bubble, they got more than enough time on the field to prove their worth to the team. For some, it looks to help secure the spot on the 2025 roster with a chance of not looking good as previously the 3 who might have stolen. First person's Kyle Duggar. We did a video on Kyle Duggar a couple days ago, and this was talking about the fact that they were open to trading Kyle Duggar. And the thing was, they never said that they needed to get rid of him or that they needed him actively out, kind of like Washington said with Brian Robinson. They're like, yeah, we're shopping this guy, and obviously ultimately got traded to the San Francisco 49ers. It was, we're interested, we're open, because the Patriots do have a lot of safety and defensive back guys who can kind of be versatile, and that's what Kyle Duggar is. But perhaps the most controversial name on the bubble is long veteran Kyle Duggar. Pillar of the Patriots secondary have since joined the team in 2020, but decline in performance in 2024. Underwhelming summer made it easy for Vrable to relegate him to the second team defense this past week, and people really thought that this was going to be pushing him out the door, that he might get cut or he might get traded for a 6th round pick, but a message that he needs to improve to make the team. That meant Duggar was still in the game late in the 4th quarter. With a bright spotlight on him, he could see if he proved value to the team. Fortunately for him, he impressed with the performance, especially on the drive that resulted in 3 tackles, a pass breakup, and an easy interception in the end zone. And that interception's right here. I mean, this is that's just a wide open touchdown ball. I mean, he essentially just tossed it up to him. 500. Yep, got it, guys. Don't worry about me. But Kyle Duggar back at the end zone with that. It appears to impress the coaching staff as Vrable praised him for appearing more comfortable after a long rehab process. And Kyle Duggar has been a guy who has been a pretty pivotal part of this defense over the last half decade for us since the 2020 season. And I do think that there are spots in the... He is a Vrable type of guy, so him not performing is kind of shocking to you because he's versatile, he's physical, and that's a Vrable type of guy. So the fact that he was able to showcase what he could do, especially on the drive that resulted in 3 tackles, pass breakup, and that easy pick, well, I'm glad to see because I think Kyle Duggar has a lot of gas in the tank. Of course, he's still young, but I think he has a lot of gas in the tank, not just for his career, but for this team specifically. Second, Marcus Bryant. The offensive line has been a point of contention in recent years. Of course, it has not been that great, and now that we've got Drake Maye, of course you want to protect everybody. We had Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, Cam Newton since Tom Brady's departure, but you want to protect everybody. We have Jacoby Brissett was in there as well. You got to mention him, but it's been a roller coaster. We get Will Campbell. Will Campbell has looked phenomenal so far in practice, training camp, in the preseason. We hope that can translate into the NFL, into actual games. He was really good in college, and we hope that can just carry over, even though he was short arms with 34.5-inch, whatever the heck it was. But roller coaster determining. Some roles have already been determined: left tackle, right guard, right tackle. Others remain up for grabs. And there have been some front runners to earn those spots, including 7th round pick Marcus Bryant's versatility to play either side of the line could be among the most valuable factors to get him a spot on the roster. And of course, you want to have an offensive lineman, especially in today's game where there is a lot of movement, there's a lot of pulling, there's a lot of athletes on the outside. Of course, there's always been, but this league is getting more and more athletic. You need to have those versatile offensive linemen, especially to protect the quarterback, so they have time 2.5, 3.5 seconds to get the ball out of their hands into the right person, defensive or offensively, rather, not defensively. We don't need picks after pick from Drake Maye this season. And third, Marte Mapu. I apologize if that name, I understand Mapu. I apologize if that's a little wrong, but the safety room has undergone some interesting changes this offseason. Kyle Duggar seemingly lost his spot as a starter for most of the summer, but obviously we saw what he did towards the back half of the game and what he did in the last preseason game. Like rookie Craig Woodson getting more opportunities at that position. The same could be said about Mapu because of his size. Vrabel's preference with linebackers moved to a new position. Lucky, it seemed exactly what he needed to make this year's team. And a few highlights here from the game. I mean, he was all over the field, and that's the thing that you really want. He's a safety who can also play a little bit of linebacker. You want him to be able to get downhill in the gaps, not second guess himself. And another thing, what you love to see him getting sideline to sideline, so you can have him in different packages. If you need to get a little bit more physical, you can have him play at safety. If you want him to get a little quicker, you can play him at linebacker. The versatility that he has is going to be his key, guarding running backs out of the backfield, tight ends, and come tight ends off of the line. I mean, obviously he might have to switch into the slot on a receiver there, may have to play a lot in the box, depending on what you have. The versatility of linebackers and safeties is going to be huge, and that is something that Vrabel is going to look at as well. So the fact that he was able to come through this preseason and showcase some of his talent, that is big for us and big for the Patriots moving forward. His performance during the game against the Giants in particular stood out. Is he impressed with the work he did despite the blowout loss? We know it was a blowout loss, but the Patriots had a blowout win. They look good this postseason. Besides that last game, makes you very excited for what the season has to hold. This was evident during the 2024 season when he was given more opportunities to lead the defensive backs in Duggar's and Pepper's absences, and Mapu carried the momentum into the linebacker room this year. We're going to see what we have in this Patriots team, and it's going to be exciting. It's really exciting to be a Patriots fan again. I mean, last year 4-13. In my lifetime, we don't see 4-13s often. And we've had multiple losing seasons. We don't see that. I'm 28 years old. Obviously, we have the old Patriots teams. They went to the Super Bowl in 85. They went to the Super Bowl, I believe, in 96 against Favre. Like, they've gone to the Super Bowl in different times, but obviously they got Drew Bledsoe for a reason. They had the number one overall pick for a reason. So, like, they've gone up and down, but obviously since Brady, it was the worst season you saw was 11-5 missing the playoffs, 9-7 missing the playoffs, 10-6 seasons getting to the playoffs and maybe losing in the divisional round or maybe even in the first round wild card weekend. So we're not used to all of this. At least I'm not. You older Patriots fans out there, shout out to you guys for going through the ups and downs, but we're not used to this consistently. So it's going to be nice to have Mike Vrabel in there, understands winning, understands the culture, Robert Kraft, New England, everything. Plus, we have a lot of young talent that we can grow and develop with, and this team doesn't just have like this kind of linear thing. Like, they really can exponentially grow over the next few years and put together something that could be very special in the AFC and in the NFL. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about the three guys who do you think they solidified their spot? Do you feel as if these guys came in there and did what they needed to do to secure one of the last 53-man roster spots for the New England Patriots this season? Or do you think that maybe it's too little too late for players like Kyle Duggar? Let me know in the comments. This has been Patriots Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. Again, we're going to be coming at you every day with videos, new stuff every single day. Appreciate everybody coming here. Grow with this channel. If you made it to this part, just hit that subscribe button down there so you don't miss all the great things we have coming for you. And we'll be back with you guys very soon.